Hello there, fellow leaders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to All Will Fall. Episode 5, Currying Favor with Every Faction. It's some skill to salvage a floating shipping container? Yeah, no kidding. Dangerous as hell, I'd imagine. There's also, like, floating fuel silos, too, right? Like, there's a lot of floating random things out here that IRL would be, like, hell to try to salvage. But, luckily... necessity is the mother of invention or whatever. These guys figure it out, that's for sure. We're finally at a point in the game where I want to point out, I really like the look. I mean, there's some bugs and some features that I would desire, obviously. But I really like the look of what a mid... I don't really know what a late game society looks like, because this is demo and there is no late game yet. But the mid game, where it's like a network shantytown interconnecting a whole bunch of like pre-existing structures that you're salvaging, I just like the aesthetics of it. It's pretty wild. So one research that we did get is balconies and windows. I don't really want to set up balconies and windows on these houses because these houses suck and their quality max is pretty low. So the benefit of setting them up as perfectly as possible is pretty poor due to the fact that they have a pretty low ceiling for how nice they can get. Basically, if you live in a cardboard box, it doesn't matter how gilded your cardboard box is, it's still a cardboard box at the end of the day. Apparently one of the maps will just have like a tower to build up around. That sounds pretty cool. I'd be all for the challenge of dealing with like square footage issues. There is a game similar to that that's in a demo called Stario Haven Tower, which is literally like a Tower of Babel, basically an entire settlement builder where it's one giant tower. Similar idea. All right, here goes water level. So we're going to lose access to a lot of the things that we were taking granted for up until now. So like this debris is a little lower, but it does open up more of the map. So before water level goes back up, let's slice. So there is that box down here. Actually, this might be tied with the lowest level because this is the event box that we saw before. But there's an event box there. There's also one here. Beneath the structure and one in there underneath this stuff. So I could move the demolition tower here and then work my way through that wall, or work my way through this wall into the box underneath there. What is that? What is that? Oh, it's just doodads. It's part of the terrain. So yeah, I think those would be the important things to try to exploit as the water level is lowest. So let's go ahead and try to get this event box. That should be pretty straightforward. I think. Because you only have to walk to it once, you don't need a path to it that is like efficient to traverse. There we go. And my 2 sailor woodcatchers, get on down there next. My demolition crew have basically knocked out all the walls around there, so let's go ahead and reposition them here for the purpose of gaining access to the box underneath down there. So, getting access to that one would look something like this. Am I planning a permanent housing thing? Maybe. Once I have the metal housing, once I have the metal for metal housing, I'll maybe what I'll do is do a housing block around here or around here. One of the things about housing is like people return home only once a day, so it doesn't actually need to be a convenient zone. You don't get there very often. All right, trapped inside. Another trapped inside. So let's go with loyalty bonus. I do acknowledge my water is rather low. I could always get another water boiler if need be. Or unlock through tech another method of getting water. All right, the floating metal down here is no longer accessible. It got cut off. So let's see about trying to regain it. Oh, actually, that one is rather inconvenient to get to. So let's just destroy this entire bridge, forgoing this area until the water level goes back up. Recover a whole lot of wood. And instead go for this one. Should have left some of that in place. I misclicked and put some sort of foundation down there, but I don't know where it is in the water. It's like below I could... Yeah, even with the deconstruct tool, I don't even know where I put it. Oh well, whatever. It's like 2 wood. Not a problem. Well, that's a pretty funky stairwell ladder system. It's really not efficient at all. The other thing that I could do with this here, because I do have the wood, is to build platforms like this out to get this wooden debris. Now all that's accessible. Cool. Alright, how is excavation going? You are almost done getting through that first wall. Because as you can see, the box is inside there. So we would have to break in somehow. And I don't really like using explosives, because explosives consumes resources to gain resources, which is like net neutral to some degree or another. Uh-oh. I meant to destroy this bridge, but apparently I moused over a section and didn't have it destroyed. There we go. How's my research coming along? 6 minutes. Nice. Now, one thing that has fallen behind considerably is my access to, like, leisure. Because I don't have an excess of, like, food, water, or... Actually, I do have a good bit of junk. So what I could do is I could, one of my next researches could be the junk shop, where you consume junk for leisure. It's, like, rather expensive, but worst case scenario, I could always deactivate it if I needed deactivated. Would it be beneficial to make more storage units? I'm not nearly close to my capacity. So, at the moment, no, but maybe in the future. Although the people here do have to move kind of far to put stuff away. So I see your point in regards to that. So, to that end, yeah, let's put storage here to cut down the travel time. Now, I do have to be worried about this storage, because this storage will be submerged underwater if given too long. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. So, we only have a little bit more walls to break down before we get to that event box, and then after that, we can work towards this one too, if there's time. And you can see there are... Wait, send? How the hell could sailors get there? Scuba divers? No, I'm sorry, but that's not accessible. Game's like, just send them. They would immediately have an error of like, yeah, we can't path there. You moron. They might not have that last part, but they'd be thinking it. Is this even stable? No, it really isn't. That's not holding up anything. Yeah, there is no stability on rubble. Rubble, you can't build on rubble and expect it to be stable. Looking good. Oh, I think they have a clear path to this. So, sailors collecting wood. Got a new task for you. And then my demolitionists. Got a new task for you. I don't know where to put this tower. Maybe here? And then, something like that. That'll work. All right, the research is done. Sweet. So that means that we are at a point where we can start reliably sourcing metal. Now, the caveat here is I need a little bit of fuel to build a metal gathering hut before we can do that. Is there a closer source of fuel other than this floating one? There is fuel here. So let's try to get those gas tanks. I'm gonna hate collecting like this because it's so inefficient travel-wise, but it's cheap to build and easy to build, so I'm gonna do it. That's pathable, right? I think. Is that too low? No, that looks right. It might be that this wall blocks it. I also might want to get the fuel anyway. But I don't think anyone's working. I mean, it's late in the day now. It's their leisure time, so nobody's doing anything. Next research. I don't have... Well, actually, I very soon will have the metal for the headquarters. We have 18 out of 20. So I'll just start queuing up headquarters. Because we'll get the 2 metal off of this floating metal container. And then we'll have all the metal that we need. I must say the water catcher really hasn't done very much for me. We have got a ship with passengers, so I can ask for a specific type. I might actually ask for workers to raise the worker loyalty back up. And then word spreads, and I'm just going to force them to fork over their materials. I know, evil, but... it's how it be sometime. And these 2 new workers will collect food. Fish. Okay, the sailors finally got down here. An abandoned elevator shaft. Exploring the surroundings, found an empty elevator shaft. So I can send workers for wood, engineers for metal, sailors for junk, or no one. And I'm going to send no one. Because again, loyalty is, you know, you can grind the other resources. You can't grind loyalty. So we're at 13, 13, and 11. There's really no point in having the staircase here anymore. And then the next target for our events is there. You guys are working in the flood zone, but, like, you'll survive. So the ones working in the flood zone, as soon as we get 15 fuel, I'll build the metal shack. Now, if we want more fuel more quickly, because I do have 2 people unemployed right now, I could hire 2 more gatherers, and then make an effort to try to gather the fuel from out here. This fuel. I'll try it. It's, I have a lot of wood, so the reason why I'm not hesitating is, like, I can build, like, the most ridiculous bridge system to get there. Oh my god. Really? The game's just like, yeah, you could do it. So, this railing's in my way, but apart from that railing, we have a bit of a straight shot. So if I want to get rid of this railing, I'm going to need stairs. If it works. But my demolitions... The other thing is I don't like this laddered section to get down there. So I think I'm going to change... I'm going to pause the game and change some of this platforming so that it's more movement speed efficient. Because as it is now, it's dreadfully not movement speed efficient. And I don't want people to be slow in transit. Nope. Game's like, don't do that. So instead of vertical ladders, I'll do the staircases. And then just widen this a little bit, and it will be fine. Much more elegant, and a lot faster to traverse. Perfect. Alright, that's a junk NATO, not a high tide, so I don't have to worry about that immediately. And you... deconstructors, you're still working over here? I'm going to tell them not to work these jobs. I don't think that they have a valid path to the one over here, because I don't see them walking out here to this work zone. They're going... So this is one of the things that I would change about the game, is when you gain access to a new zone, it marks down like everything that you could possibly demolish with the demolition tower to be queued up. Which means if you're trying to designate a specific thing to be destroyed, it's kind of annoying because everything around the map is queued up by default. Like, I didn't queue any of these walls up to be decommissioned. They just chose that for themselves. So that would be one change that I would make to the game before full release is no automatic queuing, only player input queuing. Make a big difference. Or have it like toggleable. Maybe it is even toggleable and I'm just like ignorant of that. But I do find myself from time to time when trying to input specific directions to my demo crew that I need to get rid of a bunch of past tasks. So, are they doing what I want them to do now? No. Where are they working? Hey, okay. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. The other thing that would be useful is the way I've been canceling these is I have it set on medium priority, and then I'm clicking all the previous medium priority to cancel out. But it'd be nice if the priority tool had a no priority. Basically, don't do it. As far as I can tell, it doesn't have a don't do it. Which would be really nice to have. Now, why is no one coming for this railing? The other thing I could do is just build over the railing. I was hoping not to have to do that, but like, if I can't get them to work in that zone, I could just build over it. And now the fuel is pathable. Which is funny because I think we've salvaged all the fuel that was down here, so it's kind of moot. I don't need that other fuel anyway. So let's get the metal gathering hut going. I'm just going to drop it here and then move it to where it needs to be. But this allows us to break down metal. Now, it's a bit weird, but concrete, at least for now, is metal. It breaks down to metal. I mean, the same way that the bricks broke down to wood. Concrete is a building material that you gain access to eventually, but I think it's just not in the demo. So, like, in the demo, you can see concrete support buildings and steel support buildings are, like, locked. So I don't know if this is, like, a stopgap for when concrete and steel is in the game. But, things that should be broken down for, like, steel, like, these concrete floors are broken down to metal. It says concrete floor, but it actually breaks down to metal. And I'm guessing that this is just a demo thing. I can't say for certain, but that would be my expectation. But now with this metal gathering hut, we can have an income of metal from salvage. So I can put it like... what metal do we want to grab? Yeah, maybe I'll put it down here. So these pillars hold up the top. This whole section down here can be scrapped for metal. So I'll drop the metal gathering hut there. This only employs workers, and then I'll start scrapping this stuff for metal, and then I can start to build metal houses. So where are my workers coming from? Let's furlough 2 fishermen for metal workers. Hey, Turtle, thank you for the cheer. Oh, because of this vertical ladder, I actually have access to this event point. Cool. 2 sailors. We'll go to this event box. Let me slice. There we go. So the last event box, or the next event box, I should say, is going to be this one. Which is a little weird to get to, because we're like digging, excavating downwards. Would have made it a little bit more sense to put a platform here and go that way. Like 1,000, you know what? So much more sense. I'm just going to stop what we're doing and do it that way, because it makes the job a lot more straightforward. So to that end, Go for that. Operation Headquarters is done in about 6 minutes. Oh, this was a pile of metal. I couldn't click on it before. Good to know. So that can't bridge the gap. It would need column support. Got it. Perfect. And the operation, people want to live in nice houses. It's going to be a lot easier to accomplish now that we have a source of metal. What's going on here? Oh, yeah. Whoopsie. Done. All right, this event box. Old paintings, once again. So, loyalty. Because we're still, of course, pushing to the Happiness 35. And one of the things that we're going to do for Happiness 35 is once we have a little bit more metal, I can start rolling out metal houses, and then we can put the sailors in the metal houses who are the closest to the 35 goal, and trick those houses out in the nicest accommodations possible to have them tick over to the 35 mark and satisfy their needs. All according to plan. My wood per day is looking dismal, though. So, sailors go fish up some wood. Any other event? So there is another event box. Oh, right. I excavated this one. So I'm going to have the 2 workers that were working on the excavation get sent to this event box. And I'm going to keep the game paused for a moment and look for any other events that I have not yet encumbered. So there's one over here. One. Besides the mysterious tower, I think just that's the only one. Yeah. I believe that to be the case. Alright, so there's only one left. And it's in this, Wait, was it in here? Or was it? Oh, yeah. It's right there. That shouldn't be too hard to get to. But I might not want... I don't have the wood to get to it right now. And we are in the middle of a junk NATO, so it's going to be a little trickier to get to it during the junk NATO. And this one is trapped inside again. So, freed them out. Gain some loyalty. And we are at max loyalty with the sailors, max loyalty with the engineers. So the rest of the happiness has to come from leisure, water, food, goods, housing. But obviously they're not coming from loyalty. So the random events that we get, choosing the loyalty path is not going to be helpful for me. How are we looking? So the research for headquarters is nearly done. And I think my demo team needs a project. I'm actually going to furlough them for now. I don't have anything meaningful for them to do. And see if they can be put on random gatherers and just like passively gather stuff. Okay, we have some urgency collapse. So, you know how I just furloughed them? Yeah, you're unfurloughed. Guess what? You have stuff to do. So, this is the unstable segment from the junk NATO. And that's really easy to get to, I think, because we have pretty good stability in this area. So I believe that's all the infrastructure that I need to prevent a tower collapse. I don't know if they're going to work on it immediately, because it is after hours. It's midnight now. But they should start that tomorrow morning. And I have a stockpile right here, underneath the stairs, so there's one pretty close by. Come on, research. You're resting. So we've got another low tide coming up, and then quickly thereafter a high tide. So we'll have the lowest low tide so far, but then it raises back up almost immediately. Okay, the demolitionists are heading to this work zone, so that should be solved in time. And the research for the headquarters is now done. The next research that I wanted after the headquarters is metal houses, because it's the nicest houses that I have access to in the demo. But let's go ahead and build a headquarters. I'm going to build a headquarters like, I mean, it's kind of like a morale building, so I'm going to build it like right smack dab in the center of everything. Because why not? Costs a ton of metal, but this thing produces a lot of influence. Now, influence is not something I really need. I've been keeping every group happy and making almost 30 influence per day that I haven't really been using on policies, because there aren't a lot of policies that I necessarily want to do. I'd like saving up my influence to negate negative events, but still. What's the difference between the medium and tier 2 houses? Oh, wooden houses? So the difference between the two is base comfort. This doesn't have a base comfort bonus. This has a base comfort of +8. So once I build it, you'll see the bonus. It's raining debris everywhere. And there's not too much wood left in this stack, so we're almost done getting through it. Done. No collapse. It's worth mentioning, once you have the means to have bridges to everywhere, it's probably a good idea to leave them in, so that in the case that you have a collapse event, you can get to it quickly. Having to like build a novel bridge every time can, I'm not going to say it's a waste, but can be time consuming. So having bridges to everywhere that are relatively stable can be a big benefit. Sabrai, thank you for the resub. Oh God, I didn't mean to do that. Stop. Abort. So my metal scrappers need more work to do. I often forget that they need to be told to remove floors for metal. And here is the headquarters. It requires electricity and produces influence, political points. I don't intend to put anyone in it right now. I built it because the tutorial told me so, but I don't need it running. So things are going pretty smooth right now. Next project that I mentioned was to try to get through this box. Probably the way to do that is to build a vertical pillar here. Support it. Send it. Stability is very high. Do the same on the other side. Nope. Hang on, more apparently not. How far can this go? Okay. You really don't... What happened to the stability here? It's 88. And then goes to 0? What I can do is, let's see. Have this incorporate a... Actually, I'll have it be even low. No. Yeah. This will work. There. Don't have a ton of wood, but I can sort of backfill it so it's stable. And then once we clear out this debris, we just form a bridge over to the other side. Thank you for tuning in to All Will Fall, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in the next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow settlement builders.